Hi everyone, I am Kanishk, and I'll apologize at the start because I'm not that good at speaking. This is my first time I'm speaking somewhere, and if I have a habit of going too fast when I'm speaking, so if that is the case, please inform me. I have something prepared, so I'll also look at it while speaking. So I'll start at a lighter note first, because you might have seen that in the last 1 week there has been something about credits and my statement which I had made, and it has become quite famous, though I didn't intend it to be the case. And there are many persons in my life who have helped me a lot, and I had mentioned a few of them in the interview, but there are some others also who I am highly grateful towards, and I'd like to thank them here. So my flatmates who were in Delhi with me, Ashish and Pratik, who helped me a lot. Then my friends from college who have also appeared in this examination and cleared it. I just followed their strategies, and Akshay Godara, he cleared UPSC in 2016. He's an IAS in Rajasthan. Prithvi Tej, he secured 24th rank last year. Then Namrata Singh, she cleared UPSC in 2016 and is in IRS Customs. And lastly, Varun Reddy, he scored 7th rank this year. Also, there are many teachers who have helped me. I have done coaching, so I would like to thank them also. So right from my childhood, R.K. Verma sir from Resonance helped me a lot. Then Sudhir Chandra sir, Khan sir from KG, Vibhas sir, then Samyak sir, Shivarpit sir, Ravindran sir, Abhay sir. There's quite a few of them, Oja sir, Parmar sir, the list goes on. So I just want to show my gratitude towards them because they have helped me a lot. So I'll just briefly introduce about myself, and you must be knowing a lot of it because it has been written. So my background is that I done my schooling in Kota. I appeared in IIT JEE exam in 2010. I entered into IIT Bombay, graduated in 2014 with computer science and engineering. Then I went to Samsung Electronics in South Korea after my placement. I worked there for 1.5 years. I returned and then worked in Bangalore for 1 year. And then I started my UPSC preparation in 2017 June. After that, I appeared in 2018 attempt, and then I secured first rank this time. So there has been many people who asked me about first attempt and second attempt also. So I'll just make it clear. Then 2014, my father filled the form without asking me, and I just went there and sit through the examination without attempting anything. So that technically it makes it my second attempt, but if we go by the timeline, then it took 1.5 years to 2 years of my time to clear this examination in first attempt. So I mentioned this because I just wanted to tell everyone that this exam is pretty much doable. It only requires some smart strategy and thinking on your part to attempt and not follow everything and anything which is present. So firstly, I'll give a little disclaimer that our marks haven't been disclosed yet. So if I don't feel it is right for me to comment about my answer writing practice or my essays, because without marks I cannot back the strategy which I had. As far as my marks are concerned, I expect really good marks in interview and my optional, which is mathematics. So that might have helped me, but still without marks it becomes very difficult to identify the things which worked for me. Also, the strategy which I am going to share or the tips which I am going to share might not be applicable to each and every one of you. So please do not take every word as I speak and try to apply it to yourself. Please think clearly whether what I say can you implement it, and then only accept it, because otherwise it might backfire in the longer term, and you will realize it later. So it's better that if a person who has scored 300 rank this time, and if you can relate to his strategy or her strategy, then that strategy which you adopt might be helpful in you securing a top 10 rank. But if someone follows my strategy blindly, then it might be possible that you'll not be able to clear the examination. And I'll be very upfront in saying that there is some luck factor also which helped me. And if I give the examination this time, I might not probably clear the prelims examination. But luck is there, but I have also worked hard, which I'll be sharing with you. So this is about myself, and one thing I wanted to share with you is with regards to the work I did in Bangalore, which was in a trading firm. So there is a lot of data present everywhere, and with data comes noise. And it is very difficult to identify noise from the data which you have and only process the relevant information. So that is the crux of preparing for UPSC. Because of availability of so much information and so many resources, that students just go each and every place to find out what is working, what is not working, what is hot, what is not. So that doesn't work like it. You have to be smart enough to identify, pick your resources and study from it. Smart work is pretty much required. And another thing which is very important is to be self-aware about your strengths and your weaknesses. Without self-awareness, it becomes difficult to formulate your own strategy and stick by it, because 2 years duration is a long time where you have to sustain the motivation, the momentum that you can study for enough quantity that you can clear the examination. So I'll start with how to start with this examination process. So if we talk about how to start, first is self-reflection and self-awareness, which I talk about. So one of the most important thing is, why do you want to do civil services? There should be an internal motivation behind it. So as I said, my father in 2014, he filled my form and I wasn't mentally prepared for it. So I didn't, so had I not gone for a service abroad and then written an examination, it is possible that I might have failed in 1 or 2 attempts and then ultimately cleared the examination. So in that way, my 2 years of my life would have gone into this examination and I would have been standing at the place where I am right now. However, I have now some good experience of working both abroad and India, which I feel is very important for me. So that's why I said you should have an internal motivation. So this time I decided on my own that I want to prepare for civil services. And my father, incidentally, he did not push it this time upon me. He just said, he just gave me all the pros and cons of the services, because he is in services himself. So he told me all the issues which are there, all the things which I do, and I could relate to it. So that desire came from within me. So while I was working abroad, I saw good quality infrastructure, all those places, and then I lived in Bangalore. And Bangalore is a very good metropolitan city in India, but it still needs a lot of development to be done. And while I was commuting to work daily, I felt that things need to improve. But I can't be sitting in a cab criticizing the level of infrastructure and not do anything by myself. So that's what clicked in my case, and then I moved towards civil services. So that is where why do you want to become a civil servant needs to be important. For people have money, social prestige, all those things are there, but personally for me that was not the case. I would like none of the students to have such a case, because civil services gives lots of responsibility of building the nation on the shoulders of a person, and that should be performed without any self-interest. That should be completely selfless service. So, and even my motivation is same with which I appeared in civil services. Also, understanding strengths and weaknesses is very important, and that comes by just thinking about yourself, what you like, what you don't like, what subjects you like, what subjects you don't like, what you can study, how much time you can study for, what are your recreational outlets which you'd like to go to if you feel saturated by something. So that needs to be done. Also, don't do as what people guide you towards doing. Each and every person who is preparing for civil services is smart enough to understand what works for him or her. So you can listen to advices of people, but it shouldn't be too many people. It should be a limited set of friends who are close friends, who can relate to you, who will always want that something good happens to you. So listen to their advices and then act. Don't act from the noises from outside. As I said, there is a lot of noise, and being in Delhi sometimes it happens a lot. Then, so talking about Delhi, I personally studied at an institute, Wajiram, here for 7-8 months. But I will say that coaching is not a necessary thing, not a sufficient thing to clear this examination. No one guarantees that if you do coaching, then you will be able to clear, and no one guarantees that if you do and if you don't do any coaching, then only also you can clear this examination. Just that you need to be you need to have some sort of a clarity. So personally, so I was here for a long period of time. Many of the people saw me visiting the classes and attending. So when I came here, my intention was that if I have paid some X amount of rupees to be in Delhi and forgone a lot, I have undergone a lot of sacrifices, then I should extract 10x or 100x worth of information out of here. It shouldn't go to waste. So if you have consciously made this decision, then please do not waste this opportunity. Please do not waste this time. Please be sincere, be thorough. If I quote about myself, I used to travel from West Patel Nagar. Every time I had an earphone in my head, I was just listening to something. Many people said I was listening to classes which I record, but that was not the case. It was just simple plain music to distract my mind from the noises outside. I just used to go into the class, sit at a particular location. I never knew who was sitting left or right of me. I never told what my name was. As soon as the teacher came, I just removed a headphone. I listened to each and every word the teacher said, and I wrote it down word by word. As soon as the class got over, I put on my headphone again. I went back to the room. So that is my level of dedication when I was studying here. I never got distracted by anything and anyone. And talking about a headphone strategy, I'll also say that sometimes you cannot help but overhear what people around you are talking about. So someone is saying, यार ये optional कैसा कर रहा है, ये optional लेता है, अरे optional हटाने की बात हो रही है, अरे ये हो रहा है. All those things then they affect your mindset in some way or the other. So please try to avoid those noises from outside. That becomes very, very important in my opinion. Then this is about some of the basics. Then I would say that knowing the syllabus, all these things which I am saying, I also read it online. Many toppers have written their blogs, and there is no point reiterating the same. But I would just say, know the syllabus thoroughly, see what you understand, what you don't understand, and try to start with the newspaper as early as possible. I did the same. I joined the coaching in June 2017, but from March, April, I had starting reading the newspapers. It took me a lot of time at the start, but I struggled through that process. I got my time down, and I focused on, then I could balance my GS along with the newspaper, and I was able to make sense of what was being printed in the media. Also, NCERT is becoming important. So this is very generic stuff I am saying. I personally have not followed it, to be frank, because as I said, when it comes to self-awareness, I was completely aware that I have to take mathematics as my optional because I liked it as a subject. So whatever subject you are choosing, please be thorough with it, and it should be a topic which you can pick out at the at 12 a.m. or 2 a.m. any time of the day, and you can read it without any burden on yourself. If you feel saturated at any point of time with the GS, you can just take out that optional, devote time to it. So that's what worked for me. And optional, as I said, that don't go by someone ki option ऐसे चल रहा है, scaling ऐसे हो रही है, ये ऐसे हो रही है. So I will give a very cliched statement here, which is control the controllables, which is very common statement. So I'll talk about some uncontrollables. These are like optional can be removed. There is a report coming out. It can be removed anytime soon. So when I was studying, 2-3 months, people stopped reading about their optional. They were like, optional can be removed. Should we devote that time? We can study GS. But it is not in your control. If the optional is going to be removed, it is going to be, it's not going to be there for everyone. It is not going to be an unfair game for anybody. So don't think like that. Also, say for interviews, people say, yaar ye chairman aise number deta hai, ye chairman he is like that, he is like that. That is not the case. That is not what you should be worried about. You don't control who is going to be your chairman. As a student, it's your responsibility to be 100% ready for any eventuality which you are going to face. So whoever the chairman comes out, he'll ask you some questions, you will give some answers. That is what matters. Doesn't matter who the chairman himself is. If you are confident in your answers, And it is not a knowledge test, basically interview, it is a personality test. If your personality is good enough, then none of the chairman will give you poor marks. Also, people say यार quality of test center कैसा है, कि अब मेरे test center में डेस्क कितनी गंदी थी, मैं लिख नहीं पाया, चेयर गंदी थी, टेबल हिल रही थी, गर्मी थी, पंखा नहीं चल रहा था. So people try to find out some sort of reason behind their failure. So which is, in my opinion, is the wrong thing to do. Always we should try to, as I said, be prepared for any eventuality. You don't control which kind of center you are going to get. So in my case, I was in Jaipur while I was writing my prelims examination. It was June. It was like loo time was going on. 45, 46 degrees temperature was there, and I was in a room where there was only a single fan. So, but even I went through that examination and wrote the examination. I was mentally prepared for it. So that is very important. Also, when you're starting the examination, people feel, yeah, what will be my rank? What service will I get? What cadre will I get? This is not the thing which you should be worried about. The focus should be on the examination and the studies which you have to do. When I came here, I never ever thought that I have to get this rank or I have to get this card or anything. I was like, yeah, 10 years I haven't studied after 10th class any of the humanities thing, polity. I never had a clue what is the difference between a PM and a president 2 years ago. I'm being frank, I'm telling you upfront. But when I was here, I was amazed by all those things. I was amused by all those things. Geography, I never studied in such a way. History, what happened in history, how are the things interrelated. All those things, try to have some interest while you are studying and build some basic framework of the things which you are studying about. And don't feel burdened. And then another thing is, people say our vacancy reduce हो रही है. इतनी कम, लास्ट ईयर 1000 थी, इस साल 800 हो रही है. लास्ट टाइम हमारे टाइम पे बहुत हुआ था, नोटिफिकेशन केम आउट 780 चल रही है, एवरीवन इज वरीड यार वैकेंसी रिड्यूस हो गई, पेपर टफ होगा, कट ऑफ हाई जाएगा. Why is it important to you? The thing which is important to you is the studies which you have to do. If you are preparing, then you are not preparing for the 788th rank or the 781st rank. That if the vacancy gets reduced to 780, you being the 781st, you are left out. Everyone prepares that I want to be the first one. So if you are 1 in 800 or 1 in 1000, it doesn't make a difference. So you have to go out with an optimistic mindset all the time. So when I heard the news that vacancy is reducing, I took it as a case कि यार ठीक है, many people might feel next year vacancies increase होंगी, so let's opt out of the examination this time. So I felt okay, nice, my chances have now increased. So try to look at positive things at all the point in time. So there is another word called FOMO, which is famous in millennials, which is fear of missing out, and which happens a lot for UPSC aspirants. Everyone is like, यार ये मिस हो गया तो वो मिस हो गया तो ये बुक अच्छी थी, ये पढ़नी चाहिए थी, वो पढ़नी. Doesn't matter. You have your own source. Study from that source. Revise from that source. So if I talk about my experience in the classes which I did, in the class I wrote each and every word the teacher said. I went to home, I revised it. Whenever the next class came, I revised it. In between also 2 or 3 times I revised it. So my notes were so much crystal clear in my memory that you say a word, I will directly tell you which page or which portion of a page that particular word was written. That was my level of dedication towards revision, towards having a limited resources. Also, as I said, own path and strategies becomes very important. So my background, it might not be relevant to a lot of people sitting here. They might have a different optional, they might have a different strategy. So when I started, my focus right from the start was, just before when I started, a person had scored 356 marks in mathematics, which was the highest. So that was a target I set in my mind, that I have to score 350 anyhow in mathematics. Below that is not acceptable to me. So that was my level of dedication. So I took a risk of reducing my focus on GS and studying mathematics more. Now I'm saying, please do not follow it. If you have some other optional, you have to focus on your GS also, because answer writing is very much important to you guys. You have to be proficient in how you write your answers, frame your answers. Mathematics is a different ball game altogether. And that is the case. Apart from that, talking about relaxation, I would say that it is very important for any aspirant to be relaxed whenever he is studying, and try to have some avenues through which you can take your time out, get your mental space right and focus back on your studies. So in my case, I used to follow each and every football match, each and every cricket match. That was my way out. And if the prelims is on 3rd of June, on 26th May I was watching Champions League final from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. because my favorite team was playing. So that was my way, because I knew that if I'm not studying, if I'm not watching the match, anyway my mind will be diverted towards it. So let's watch it, get my mind refreshed, and then focus on the studies. And I hardly studies 8 to 10 hours when I was in coaching. It included the time I spent to newspaper, included the time I spent in classes. But whenever I studied, I tried to ensure that my level of concentration is maximized and I am able to retain what I am reading. And also, when it comes to relaxation, it becomes important that you know when you have to stop. It shouldn't go on for a long period of time. If you want to, if you like playing some sports, or if you like watching movies or watching web series, it shouldn't be like you are binge watching the entire season and 14 hours, 15 hours on a trot you have watched. That then it fails the purpose which it's supposed to solve. Then I personally had my mom monitor me. I told her that if I spend more than 1 hour, just please remind me that I have to get up and study again. So please have some sort of a mechanism who is there to remind you in case you feel that you are spending too much time away from the studies, because you need that sort of a course correction. And then sometimes you might also get in touch with your friends who are not related to UPSC in any manner. Then you can talk about some generic stuff, what they are going through, and it will get your headspace away from UPSC for some point in time, and then you can come back and focus. So it becomes very important. And personally, many places have quoted that I studied for 14 hours, 15 hours. That was only 2 months before the prelims examination, mains examination. And again, that was because my mathematics optional took a lot of time, and it was my first attempt. I had a lot of things to cover. So if you are a repeat attempter, or if you have some other optional and you have done GS well, then you can study for some less amount of time also. But please, whenever you are studying, ensure that you have your full concentration on the thing which you are studying. Then again, as I said, many people expect that there is some of a panacea I can give, or there is jadi booty which I will tell you and then you will clear this examination. That is not the case. Each person has its own strengths, own weaknesses. You have to identify it yourself. You have to chalk down your own strategy. So the name of 4 people I took at the start, I discussed with each and every one of them, identified what worked for them, which could work for me. I adopted it from their strategy, synthesized everything up, and then formed my own strategy. So again, I will say, please don't follow me. Try to find people who have some kind of common things between you and them. So then you will be able to relate more, because sometimes you are like, yaar, mere saath ye ho raha hai. Then if you talk to that person, he will say, yeah, exactly the same thing happened with me and I did this. So then you have someone to fall back upon. अगर कोई फिलोसफी या साइकोलॉजी वाला ऑप्शनल वाला मेरे पास आके पूछ रहा है, देन आई फ्रैंकली आई डोंट हैव एनीथिंग. लास्ट 2-3 days आई हैव बीन रिसीविंग लॉट ऑफ मैसेजेस वेयर पीपल आर आस्किंग मी फॉर द टिप्स एटसेट्रा. आई एम बीइंग फ्रैंक, आई डोंट हैव एनी क्लियर कट स्ट्रैटेजी to work upon. Each strategy is a person specific strategy and you have to develop on your own. My strategy, if I share, I believe a lot of people might not clear the examination and then they're going to blame me, so I'm not going to take that risk. Talking about psychology, I will say I will talk briefly about prelims examination, because it is almost less than 2 months away. So prelims, many people say यार current affairs पूछेंगे, static पूछेंगे, ये पूछेंगे, वो पूछेंगे. People just clear, they try to find out any patterns in the UPSC papers and study according to it. I personally believe UPSC is too smart to let anyone predict what their pattern is, and it can outsmart you at any point in time. So no point wasting your time trying to find out a strategy. There is a term called hedging. If you know hedging, it means reducing the impact, negative impact you might have. So I always did that. I always prepared for the worst and hoped for the best. So whenever I was preparing, I always thought ki these are my strong suits. These personally, I like polity, I like economics, I like geography. So whenever these questions will come in any examination, I'll try to maximize the score in these. But I was very bad at any scheme or any ministry or which ministry implements which scheme, and never could remember that thing. So I try to attempt it as less as possible, or even if I am attempting, try to minimize the level of mistake I am doing in it. And one thing I would say is sometimes we have a tendency of living in our own comfort, and it is important to come out of that comfort zone. So when I was in Jaipur, I was studying. My room used to get very hot, and my father said कि AC लगा देता हूँ. I said no, I don't want any AC. He said ठीक है कूलर लगा देता हूँ, कूलर काम कर लेना. I said no, I even don't want that, because I don't know what environment I'm going to get in the final examination I'm going to give. So your brain needs to be trained about the environment you will be giving any examination. For those who are giving in North India, you will going to face very harsh summers, so you have to be prepared that dehydration might be an issue. So you need to drink water, you need to wear some light colored clothes. All those things, whatever makes you comfortable, just try to simulate. Simulation is very important. Just simulate the environments which you might expect and have them at the room where you are studying. If you are going to any institute for all the test series, then you are going to have some form of centralized AC where you will be very comfortable कि हाँ सब अच्छा है. But that is not the case in the final examination, and that it becomes important then कि आप blame नहीं कर रहे हो बाहर के factors को. Also एक था कि I would definitely say luck does play some part in examination, but I also believe luck favors the brave. I was personally lucky in a lot of spaces. I literally wrote down. So when I had given the examination after the GS4 examination, I was completely dejected that I have not done well. So, but still I labored through the 5 days of break between GS4 and then the optional and language papers. And then when I gave them my optional paper, I was very confident that now I have some form of possibility that I might clear the examination. Then I got the result I cleared means then my full effort was on preparing for the interviews. So incidentally, 60% of the questions which were asked to me in the interviews, almost even more than that, I had already prepared in some mock or at home, or I had thought about it. So that helped me a lot. So some might say it is luck which did the case, but I would say that I also had the knowledge or strategy to think about all the possibilities and then prepare about it in advance. Or to be frank, when I gave vision test series in GS3, I scored 67 marks in 80 marks. It was very less as compared to the marks which people scored last year. It was around 125, 130, all the toppers had scored. So I was very sad. I felt that GS3 might screw my entire examination. Now luckily GS3 this time was on a little bit harder side, so that reduced the margin which someone might have scored over me. So that worked in my part. But I never left hope with my GS3. It was just that I had all the information. I was not able to replicate in the examination. Still, I tried to study. I tried to remember all the things, and never gave up at any point in time. Literally, while I was writing answers, I cried 2 or 3 times. My mom and my sis were very, they were very shocked at what happened to him, and I was like, I was within myself. But after crying for 2-5 minutes, I had my lunch, I went back and I did the same thing again. So if someone has seen Lord of the Rings, there is fly you fool, Gandalf says. So I wrote try you fool, I stuck it on in the front of the front wall. But it was there only for 2 days. After that I removed it and I was back to my own headspace. So I'm just sharing this information so that you have to be confident, optimistic at every point in time. Also, yeah, one thing about coaching I would like to say is that, as I said, coaching is not necessary and sufficient. I did the coaching because 10 years I had no touch with any form of NCRTs or any polity information or geography information. I was working and I was complete in a technological background. So that's why I decided to opt for it. And as I said, when I came here, I extracted every ounce of money which I had paid here. I felt कि if I am coming here, then I can't waste the time which I am here for. Also, I have said that at many places that coaching is only 2.5 hours of 24 hours duration. Rest 21, 22 hours are by yourself. So if you don't study on your own in that time period, then you are not going to clear the examination. That I can guarantee. Without self-study, it is very difficult to do that, because no one can just handhold you and lead you towards glory in this examination. Then, yeah, there is, when I talked about FOMO, so there is the word fear, and fear is the thing which drives most of the aspirants crazy. And so I always believed in optimism and not think about anything which might impact me negatively. So my motto was either I win or I learn, or either I succeed or I learn. Whenever I commit any mistake, I shouldn't be dejected about it. But my intention was always to learn from that mistake and ensure that I never repeat it in the future. If I am writing any prelims examination mock at home and I have filled a wrong bubble and I identified कि यार मैंने wrong bubble भरा है, then it was my conscious effort from that point onwards कि मैं कभी wrong bubble नहीं भरूँगा, because that is the minimum promise you can make to yourself कि whenever you commit a mistake, please don't ever repeat it in the future, because you are not competing with the person sitting beside you, you are competing with yourself. If you can maximize your own marks, if you can keep on improving day by day, then with small improvements, ultimately you will be able to clear the prelims examination. This I am saying for prelims because most of the people, they live in the fear of failing in prelims, and they are very much get depressed by the type of test series or the question which they have, and they are not scoring good marks. Personally, I gave Vajinam test series, I never scored more than 70 or 80 marks. Which is very less, but when I gave vision, my performance was a lot better. So I would recommend those who are looking for test series, just pick any two. One of them might be little hard, one of them might be on an easier side, so that you don't develop a habit of identifying a particular pattern and then going with a flow of predicting that this might be possible, because we never know what will happen in UPSC. You just need to have a balanced approach. Then also there was a moment in my preparation which I would like to share with you all, just to show that optimism can drive you towards success. That when I was here earlier, I never thought that I will what will happen this examination, what rank which I'll get. I was thought कि ठीक है पढ़ के देखते हैं, but when I was here, I got a lot of that feeling it will be very difficult to clear in first attempt. So I was mentally getting prepared for my second attempt, that ultimately it will come down to that also. Then 27th April 2018, the result came out, and I mentioned Prudvi a little while back. He had studied 6 months less than me for the prelims, and so he started in December 2016 and he cleared the examination on 27th April 2018 with a maths optional. He scored 24th rank. So that was the moment where it all clicked in my mind. I had that belief that now if he can clear in first attempt, then I can clear in first attempt. And from that day onwards, the level of effort I put in, it increased substantially. So if you can find such moment in your life, just try to pounce upon it and maximize your own chances of success. And I will just like to apologize to a lot of people who have been sending me messages, because I don't have any bandwidth to reply personally. And I had thought that all the notes which I had made, I'll be sharing with all the people, self notes as well as the class notes which I had made. But I will just give a word of caution that my notes are not going to help you. They are just there to tell you that how things can be approached. Please make your own notes. Please write in your own word, by your own hands. If you are making online notes, please do not copy paste. Please type on your own, because the muscle memory becomes very important after a point in time. Because when you write something, you remember that you have written it somewhere. So it automatically gets registered in your mind. And I did that thing. If you try to study from my notes, then it might backfire in long run, because you will feel that I am studying, but ultimately nothing will be getting registered in a memory, because you are reading from someone else's point of view, which is not going to help. and I'll be sharing some more notes over a period of time, and I'll share a link where I'm sharing all those notes which I have, and also the strategy. Also, I will just like to talk little bit about interview, and in general some of the things which I feel needs to be there in any aspirant, which is about ethics. I don't know how many marks I have scored in ethics, but I can blabber about it upon it for a substantial amount of time. So I learned that whenever there is an interview which you are going for especially UPSC interview, please there are some keys which you need to follow. That is, you need to be humble enough, you need to show humility, you need to show confidence, you need to show you are self-aware of your strengths and weaknesses. If you don't know, say don't know. No one dislikes you if you say don't know. They will in fact like you that you are admitting to your lack of knowledge. Also, brevity while speaking becomes very important. So these are some tips which I got from some of one of my uncle, and he shared it with me, and I tried to follow it in my interview. I expect some good marks in my interviews. I have shared the transcript also. I'll share it with you once again. Also, when I was studying here, I saw that many of the students they are just here for fun. They are just here trying to mock someone or mock something, or say deface the benches they are sitting upon, or make fun of the teachers with whom from whom they are studying, or make jokes about some of the girls which are sitting there, which I felt really very bad about it, because I feel that ethics is a very important part in this examination, and there is a reason why UPSC has put in ethics as an paper in itself. And a civil aspirant, before he wants to become a civil servant, has to ensure that they have that ethics in their personal life also, and they follow it everywhere they go. I personally try to not litter anywhere where I go, or do not waste any water. These are small things which someone might feel कि यार ये तो बहुत छोटी चीज़ बोल रहा है, but such small things ultimately help you make a better person, and it ultimately gets reflected in the interview you are giving. You cannot be someone outside and expect that once you enter the interview room you will have some form of mask on your face, and the interview board can't look through it. They are people who have 35-40 years of experience, and just by having a single look for 2 or 3 seconds they will identify the type of person you are. So don't try to oversmart anyone. Yeah. Okay, one last thing I would like to say is that many people say how much hours should I study. So my motto always was I should study for that much amount of time, that after I give the examination, and I should never regret that I could have done something more, or I could have studied something more. It can be 5 hours for someone, it can be 15 hours for someone, but you should be self-satisfied with what you are studying. If that is the case, if you can reach the potential you have, if you can maximize the amount of effort which you put in, then ultimately success is going to be there. And I always feel that this examination is always is about mentality, is about psychology. It's about being strong in your belief system, being confident in the strategy which you have, and don't get swayed by people from outside. I was studying at home. I was completely cut off from the environment here, and I think that worked for me, because I never had that thing कि यार ये नया मटेरियल आया मार्केट में, उसको पढ़ लेते हैं. My book list was extremely thin, and I just focused on multiple revision. As I said, everything was literally mind mapped in my memory. And I just, when I went in the examination, I just copy pasted from what I had in my mind in the examination sheet, answer sheet. Yeah, that's all from my side. If someone has any questions, they might ask. Yeah, so I have shared some of the my strategy of prelims last night on the channel which I have created. If someone might have seen it, then it might make more sense. But I would just say my strategy was completely statistics based. I'm a person who likes maths a lot, and I just worked with numbers. I just try to ensure the marks accuracy, increase the accuracy which I'm going to have. I'll just write 2-3 things here if it is fine. So if you have examination, I have put in an answer sheet which I have divided into this way: sum xy, x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. So this is my total attempt. This is the number of correct which I have, question which I have done correctly. This is the question which I have done incorrectly. And my aim was to increase this and reduce this. This is the first iteration which I was going to have. This is the second iteration. This was the first iteration. So first iteration was always that I was 100% confident that this is the right answer. There was no elimination of any answer option. I just saw an option, I felt this is the right thing, and I attempted it. So invariably I had some 95% accuracy in this thing, but the number of questions I could attempt would vary from 25 to 40 out of 100. 40 if the paper is easy. This is when I was doing the mocks test series. 40 if it was easy, 25 when it was difficult. Then second was when I had to eliminate from a certain options. I had to think for a little bit larger amount of time, put in some extra thoughts, and then attempt it. In this I had somewhere around 60 to 75% accuracy. Sometimes it went below 50% also, but that is the case. This was completely shooting in the dark. I had no idea. I felt that first two iterations I haven't attempted enough, so I have to do something. So I did this thing, and I tried to make sure that I have more than 25% accuracy here. Reason being, if I have less than 25, then I have 1 out of 4 correct. That means it negates out. I have 1 correct, 3 wrong. That means 0 marks. If I am less than 25%, that means I am getting negative marks. It doesn't make sense. So I try to ensure that if I can get more than 25. So over the entire test series, I monitored these numbers which I am getting. So whenever I give a test, I analyzed it thoroughly after the examination, after the test which I had simulated at home, and then calculated all these numbers. Why was this important? Because it helped me realize the things I was doing correctly and things I was doing incorrectly. Along with it, I saw some subject specific attempts which I had made. So as I said, polity was strong for me, or economics and geography was strong. So invariably I got a good accuracy in that. So I always maximize the strengths which I had, and in case of the weaknesses such as schemes or other things, I try to reduce the losses I can over there. Yeah, that is the overall strategy which I followed, but sorry. I expect around 105 plus minus 6 marks in my prelims examination, so this is not that good a mark, and the reason being I didn't put too much focus on the prelims because of the mathematics exam which I had. I studied for prelims only from March onwards, so if you feel that you are not that strong in prelims, please put in some extra time for prelims. Be confident, because clearing prelims is very difficult, but after that the journey becomes a lot more easier, because there you have opportunity to write things. You are giving full one page to write what you feel like. It isn't like you just do something right or wrong. And yeah, but before doing this, I would again say, when you are starting with something, go for accuracy before attempts. Many other people say कि यार attempt कितने question करना है. Doesn't matter. Many people have scored, attempted 65, got 60 correct and then cleared the examination, or 63 correct out of 65. Many do 90 correct and then 25 incorrect out of that. So accuracy becomes very important. So when I did the test series, initially I could only attempt 45 questions, but I tried to get around 41 correct out of it. When I studied more and more and I revised, this number increased to 55, 65, 75. Like that it kept on increasing, but my accuracy was also reducing a little bit. So you have to strike that balance as per what your strengths and weaknesses are. And so I will share one interesting story with my prelims examination. So I always say that on the spot thinking is very important in prelims. Then you have to be prepared for any eventuality. So when I went to the examination hall, I was wearing a normal watch, and the examiner at the front gate, he said, you can't wear this watch inside. It was a simple watch. I said that everyone is wearing. He said, no, you can't wear it. कि you will have some watch inside. We will be regularly updating you that this much time is left. So you will be able to do things. I said, ठीक है, okay. If he is saying I can't argue with him, otherwise he will throw me out of the center. So I removed my watch. I gave it to my father. I went inside. 5 minutes after that, another guy came. He was wearing a watch, and I was like कि क्या चल रहा है ये, मतलब इसने मेरे को नहीं ले जाने दिया. And there was no clock, wall clock in the examination hall, and there was no intimation. It was only after 1 hour. That 1 hour has passed away. Then at 45 minutes, that 15 minutes are left. Then 10 minutes and 5 minutes. So at that time, this thing helped me a lot, because by doing this thing, by doing all these iterations, I knew that my first iteration took 45 to 50 minutes, not more than that. Because whenever I was doing the first iteration, I never spent too much time on any particular question. I said, नहीं आता है दिमाग लगाना है, no. I only need to solve all those which I can do correctly. Because if I can do this, if I get 40, 45 in first iteration, then I am pretty much sorted out in my mind that I have done very well in the examination. So that thing, that thing stored in my memory, it helped me go through that examination. But when the last 10 minutes were left, I literally panicked, and I attempted some 7 or 8 questions which I shouldn't have, and all of them were wrong. When I came back and I saw the answer keys from various institutes, I was like कि यार यहाँ पे गलती कर दी. And I never went for the number of attempts. I attempted 90 questions, some 89, 90 questions, and in my test series I never attempted more than 84. At 84 I was pretty much confident that I am getting more than 120, and that is what I need. I only need to clear the cutoff. I don't need to reach 150 or 160 marks. It doesn't matter. And to tell you about the difficulty in last year prelims, when I did this first iteration, I had attempted only 20 questions out of 100. When I started solving the paper, out of first 20 questions, I could solve only 2. But at that moment, I didn't panic at all. My theory was, if it is difficult for me, it is difficult for everyone. That should be your ultimate thinking in the mind. Stay positive, don't panic. And yeah, that is the case for prelims. And one more thing, yeah, that there are 25 cross into 4 is 100, and there are 4 sets. So 25 questions are jumbled up and down. So for some people it might be that some hard questions come at the start, and for someone some easy questions might come at the start. So someone who has easy question at the start might feel कि अरे यार सब आता है, and जोश में he'll start attempting a lot of the questions. But you have to treat each question on its own merit. Please do not jump the gun. Please do not be overconfident that I am getting everything correctly. Same goes for those who have hard questions at the start. That you have some 25 questions which are hard, but later on you are going to get some easy questions. And that should be the motto, that the easy questions you cannot afford to get them wrong. You have to get as high accuracy as possible, and the difficult questions you have to reduce the negatives which you can get out of it. Don't go for any specific number. This attempted number can vary for everyone. This is a very mathematical strategy which I had used. If it made sense to you, please use it. If it didn't make, please don't think about it, and don't waste time. If you have your own strategy of attempting the examination, please follow that. One last thing about prelims I would say is, when filling the OMR sheet, many people feel कि last में OMR बढ़ता है, many people feel कि हर question के बाद OMR बढ़ता है. I feel both the strategies are suboptimal. अगर आप एंड में भरते हैं तो पैनिक करके कई लोगों का मिस होता है. मेरे खुद के फ्रेंड का आफ्टर 60 क्वेश्चंस ही हैड सॉल्व्ड अ लॉट ऑफ देम, but he couldn't fill the OMR sheet and he didn't clear the prelims. So he committed a blunder there. Someone who is solving each question and filling the OMR, then there is a lot of mind switching which is going on. That you read a question, you are in a processing mode where you are processing the information which is given, and then when you are filling the OMR, at that point your mind is relaxing. You are just having some action by your hand. So if you keep on doing these things after each question, that means you are wasting a lot of time in your brain switching. So take a batch of questions, solve them, and then try to fill all the answers at the same point in time. In that way, 2 things will happen. Your brain will relax, and you will have speed in filling the OMR sheet. So that is my theory when I am doing any objective. So I like doing objective right from class 8th, 10th. I had been doing objective paper. So that is a strategy which I developed long time ago, and I try to do it in UPSC also. Yeah. Yes. What? Strategy for note making. एनीथिंग विच वर्क्स फॉर यू. पर्सनली मैं खुद कई बार कंफ्यूज होता था ऑनलाइन करूँ या ऑफलाइन करूँ. बहुत बार स्विच करता था, कई बार ऑनलाइन लिखता था, कई बार ऑफलाइन लिखता था. बट अल्टीमेटली टाइम वेस्ट हुआ तो मैंने दोनों में बनाना स्टार्ट कर दिया. एंड वॉट एवर जो मेरे पास अवेलेबल था मैं उसमें नोट बनाता था. अल्टीमेटली मेरे को ही पढ़ना है. अगर मैंने कोई चीज़ लिखी हुई है तो इफ़ आई रीड इट अगेन तो मेरे को याद रहेगी. बट कॉन्शियसली आई मेड अ एफर्ट आफ्टर द प्रीलिम्स एग्जामिनेशन दैट एवरी नोट आई एम मेकिंग विल बी हैंड रिटन नोट. इवन जो मेरे क्लास नोट्स थे उसको मैंने A4 शीट्स में डालना शुरू कर दिया जिसके अंदर मैं केवल कीवर्ड्स लिखता था. द रीज़न बीइंग इट हेल्प मी इम्प्रूव माई राइटिंग स्पीड. थोड़ी आंसर राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस मेरी कम हो रही थी तो इट हेल्प इम्प्रूव माई राइटिंग एंड राइटिंग स्पीड. इट वर्क लाइक दैट. सो वॉट एवर वर्क्स फॉर यू जस्ट ट्राई टू फॉलो इट. बस मेक योर ओन नोट्स, डोंट कॉपी समवन एल्सेज नोट्स. आई वुड जस्ट से दैट. या forest services, no, no, I didn't prepare. I was clear in my mind that I have to clear UPSC and get into IAS. That was my motto right from the start. So again, that was a clarity of thought I had in my head. If I thought कि यार मैं I'll hedge my chances and put my eggs in all the baskets, तो प्रॉबली मैं कम रिस्क ले पाता और कम अच्छा परफॉर्म कर पाता. तो मेरे माइंड में वो क्लियर था. इफ़ यू वांट टू गो इनटू फॉरेस्ट सर्विसेज प्लीज डू फिल इट. आई एम नॉट सेइंग यू डोंट फिल इट बट यू हैव टू बी श्योर दैट इफ़ यू गेट अ फॉरेस्ट सर्विस ऑल्सो देन यू विल गो देयर. जस्ट डोंट डू इट फॉर द सेक ऑफ हैविंग अ सेफ्टी नेट. डजेंट मैटर. डजेंट मैटर. माय फादर सेड कि एक बार देख लो यूपीएससी में कौन कौन अभी मेंबर्स हैं, उनकी प्रोफाइल देख लो. कोई आईआईटी वाला है वो चेयरमैन आ गया तो उस टाइप का आंसर देना, कोई इस टाइप का है वो आ गया तो इस टाइप का आंसर देना. यू हैव बीन इन साउथ कोरिया, अगर ये मैम आ गई हु हैज़ बीन इन फॉरेन सर्विस तो इस टाइप का आंसर देना. आई सेड आई डोंट वांट टू डू दैट. आई डोंट वांट टू बायस माय माइंड बिफोर कि ये बंदा ऐसा है तो मैं इसको ऐसा आंसर करूँगा. दैट इज गोइंग टू रूइन द आंसर विच आई हैव इन माई हेड. If you want to perform well in the interview, then you have to be natural over there. What you feel like you should be saying, and you should be confident enough in saying that. And you might make some mistakes, but some amount of rawness is appreciated by UPSC, that I feel. So if that is there, then they will think कि ठीक है थोड़ा he is a person who is humble enough or confident enough of what he is saying, and he is saying that he is not trying to be someone who he is not.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Rahul Luhia this side. Sir, now I'm starting preparation for my UPSC for 2020.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question that do we need to prepare notes for newspaper that we read, and if how should we make like subject wise, or what are the criteria that we should make notes of them? And my another question is how should we choose our optional subject?
ठीक है. About optional, I would say थिंक, जो मैंने बोला सेल्फ अवेयरनेस, थिंक अबाउट व्हाट यू लाइक द मोस्ट. डोंट गो बाय द हर्ड कि ये लोग ये कर रहे हैं या मैथ्स अच्छा कर रहा है, एंथ्रो अच्छा कर रहा है तो मैं वो ले लेता हूँ. वो केस नहीं होना चाहिए. मेरे लिए मैथ्स ऐसा सब्जेक्ट था कि इफ़ आई वॉज सैचुरेटेड एट एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम अबाउट जीएस, आई वुड क्विकली ओपन मैथ्स के नोट्स, आई विल स्टार्ट सॉल्विंग द आंसर्स. मेरा टाइम भी बचता था, मेरा सिलेबस भी रिवाइज होता था, मेरा माइंड भी जीएस से रिफ्रेश हो जाता था. तो आई पिक्ड इट दैट वे. फॉर मी इट वॉज अ नो ब्रेनर. So similarly, for any optional which you take, it should be a no-brainer for you. You shouldn't be influenced by anyone else. It should be something which you like. And as far as notes making from newspaper is concerned, I would say when you are starting, try to get a good understanding first of the newspaper. What is the news item? What is happening? जैसे इकोनॉमी के अंदर रेट्स बढ़ रही है तो क्या फ़र्क पड़ता है, and why is it increasing? What impact is it's going to have? What is not important कि कितनी बड़ी कितनी हो गई? That is not important. Why it was increased? Why it was decreased? And what impact it is going to have? That is much more important in UPSC. And if you have enough bandwidth that you can create your own notes, then you should go for it because that is the best form of study. I personally didn't have any bandwidth because of mathematics, so I didn't make the notes initially. But whenever I got time in between, I tried to make notes. But I was making online notes, but still I made sure that I was not copy pasting from the PDF or anywhere where I am reading. Even if I am reading e-version of any newspaper, I would type everything on my own and in my own words. So you should also follow that. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, personally, I would say कि enjoy your college first. that is the please don't take it as an no offense meant, but please, college is the best time you can have, and please enjoy it thoroughly. The reason I am saying is that many times people start preparing from long ago. Since you are in 2019 and preparing for 2022, you will get burned out and you will not be able to sustain that momentum or motivation for a long period of time. So right now, if you want to focus on the studies, keep on enjoying what you are doing, but you can focus on basic NCRTs, be aware about the syllabus which UPSC has, read the newspaper, try to understand what is going on. Don't go for any advanced book or any advanced studies at this point in time, because you are going to get burned out at a future point of time. And it's my request for everyone that if someone is from college, like I was in a show where people were calling and one student was in 8th class who asked me कि मेरे को IAS पढ़ना है. I was like यार childhood enjoy करो, मतलब 8th class के अंदर कौन सोचता है IAS बनना है. And that should be the case. I personally feel कि after working also for 2.5 years, then coming here and then preparing for 1.5 years, I was able to get through this examination. So this should motivate a lot of people that you don't have to start too early, just that you should have enough interest and confidence in what you are doing. I personally was interested in studying a lot of things which I hadn't studied after 2008. So that motivated in me initially in subjects such as polity or geography or history. So that's why I was able to clear this examination. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the issue with most of the people. You don't know what to study and how much to study, what is the depth you go into. So it is up to your level of understanding. If you can understand from a very basic source, just read from that source and stick to that source. Don't go for information searching here and there. Don't ask a lot of people कि तुमने ये कहाँ से पढ़ा. If you read from somewhere and you liked it, that is the best source you can have. You should like what you are studying. It shouldn't be you should study what anyone else likes. That should be your source of reference.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, what was your last month schedule for before the prelims and mains?
So typically I used to study at night around till 5 a.m. in the morning and then wake up at 11. But I consciously made an effort that 1 month or 3-4 weeks before the examination, I switched my entire schedule and became a morning person, because I gave all the prelims test series at 9 to 11 in the morning, or 10 to 12 whenever the exam is, because you need to train your mind to be ready to work at that particular point in time. If you are sleeping from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m., then you can't go into any prelims examination and perform well. So you need to be a morning person at that point in time. And again I will feel कि मैं खुद का time schedule share करके I will not be doing any justification. You should study for amount of time which makes you satisfied. Personally, I had a lot of things to cover, so I studied for 13-14 hours, but typically 8 to 10 hours was my daily schedule. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Wait. Please, those who have the mic can ask the questions first, वरना confusion हो रहा है. Yes.
Hello, sir. So first of all, congratulations, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Sir, I'm going to give my first attempt next year, sir, and I'm taking mathematics as my optional subject. But I don't know, sir, how to proceed with the subject in a right direction.
So I think quite a few people here are from non-mathematics also. So this is a very specific question. So I have another seminar tomorrow which you can attend if you want to have some mathematics specific information, where I will be talking about it in detail. So I'll share the information about that after the class. I'll share the link of my channel here, okay, and on that channel I will share where I'll be taking that session, and you can come there and visit, okay, because that is a very specific question which you have asked.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So this being your first attempt,
Yeah.
this being your first attempt, how did you strike the balance between studying the new material and revising them, as revision is the key element in this examination?
So after mains, my entire focus was on revising, and like one month before mains examination, I put down each and every source of information which was there. I was only revising. Just that whenever I gave a test series, I felt कि ये I didn't do well. उसको मैं notes में कई keywords में लिखता था. My entire notes were keywords based. And it helped me in quick revision, and because I had made that notes myself, in a single day I could revise the entire GS paper syllabus. And A4 size notes में मैंने बहुत छोटा लिखा था. I will share those notes also. You can take a look. But just make your own notes and revise that. And revision is most important because new information in mains is not going to help you. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So what shall be the strategy for someone who is starting from the scratch and he is also working?
Yeah, I personally left my job to prepare for the examination, so I don't think I am the right person to ask this question. But कोशिश करो जितना तुम्हारा possible हो पाए on a particular day, how much time you can put in. Try to focus on that. And जैसे I said earlier, understanding of syllabus and newspaper becomes important. I would say to every one of you over here that I talked to a few people in last 2-3 days, and many of them took a lot of 15-20 minutes. They talked to me. They took a lot of information, and right at the end they said कि यार हम newspaper तो compilation से पढ़ते हैं. And I was like कि मैंने 15 minutes I wasted of my life talking to that person. Because if you are not reading the newspaper, then it is practically impossible to clear this examination. Because compilation only helps you in revising what you have read in the newspaper. It just gives us some sort of consolidation, and if you have left out, if you have missed out on some information while you are reading the newspaper, then it helps. But there is no substitute to reading the newspaper, and you should be doing that at the start. And once you do that, focus on NCRTs, and the advanced studies advanced book you can pick up later. So current affairs, I mainly relied on the vision notes which are present there, but that was only for revision, as I said. मैंने newspaper मैंने PTs पढ़े थे. करंट अफेयर्स में कोशिश करता था पढ़ने की, पर टाइम नहीं मिल पाता था. अगेन आई वुड से कि मेरी स्ट्रैटेजी इज नॉट रिलेवेंट टू अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल बिकॉज अ लॉट ऑफ माई टाइम वेंट इनटू मैथमेटिक्स. इफ आई से इट आउट bluntly, from June to October end I was studying mathematics. From January till February I was studying mathematics. So GS I only studied in November to December, and from March till June till prelims I studied GS. After that mains. So my entire focus was on mathematics, and if I can predict my marks, I expect some around more than 375 in maths and around more than 190 in interviews. So that gives me around more than 550 in two subjects. So if I score 550 in SA plus GS, then that is below average performance from GS standards, and there are a lot of people who have done much better than that. So those will be the people whom you should be talking to. So I don't want to go into that domain right now.
Hello, sir. Sir, I want to know how many questions have you attempted in GS out of 20, and what was the strategy to attempt more questions?
Again, answer writing practice ना, I don't want to personally share it because I don't have much confidence. मैंने बहुत कम answers लिखे थे, and I just missed one question. Which was Bose-Einstein condensate question in GS3. I left it out because I thought कि उसका मैं अगर लिख भी लूँगा so I will not get more than 1 mark. So if I devote that time to some other question, I will be able to get more than 1 marks in those questions.
Sir, are you trying to give equal time of amount to each questions?
नहीं, that depends on question to question. 10 markers में you 6 minutes to 6.5 minutes. 15 markers में around 7.5 minutes रहता है. But that is all mains के अंदर अगर revision कर रखा है, then you have to be little technical in managing time. And that comes with practice. So I give 8 tests in vision, and उसके अलावा I practice at home with a watch in front of my eyes, and 6 minutes होता है I used to stop and move on to the next question. And Anudeep, last year top rankers, I saw his quote on one of the blogs. He had written that we wait for perfect amount of knowledge to write a perfect answer in order to score perfect marks. Something similar to that. And perfectionism doesn't exist in UPSC. So those who have some humanities option especially, please start writing answers as early as possible. Don't wait for acquiring each and every information, because there is no end of questions which can be asked. So as many questions you can solve, and as many times you write the answers, you will be able to refine your answer writing strategy. So last
Hello,
3
sir.
questions, then Vaishali can take over.
हेलो सर सर मैं हिंदी माध्यम से हूँ। मैं मेरा पूछना ये है कि क्या हिंदी माध्यम से कोई फर्स्ट रैंक नहीं ला सकता है? क्या स्ट्रेटजी आप अपनाते हो ऐसा जो हम नहीं कर पाते हैं? क्या ऐसा आप करते हो जो हमसे छूट जाता है?
जी, पर्सनली मैं यही बोलूँगा, जैसे मैंने कहा कि एक्सटर्नल फैक्टर्स में मत देखिए। यू हैव हिंदी, एंड हिंदी में अगर आप अच्छा कर सकते हैं तो हिंदी में आपको लोग मार्क्स देंगे। अगर इंटरव्यू की मैं बात करूं, कई लोग बोलते हैं इंटरव्यू में हिंदी माध्यम का से नुकसान होता है, बट मेरा इंटरव्यू बीच में चलते चलते हिंदी में शिफ्ट हो गया था और चेयरमैन स्टार्टेड आस्किंग क्वेश्चन इन हिंदी, मैं उसको हिंदी में रिप्लाई करने लग गया था। वहाँ पे टेस्ट नहीं ले रहे होते, वहाँ पे कन्वर्जेशन होता है, एंजॉय करना होता है। एंड रिसोर्सेज का नहीं, आई एम बीइंग वेरी फ्रैंक, देयर इज ओनली कन्वर्जेशन इन इंटरव्यूज। मैनी पीपल से यार इंटरव्यू में ये पूछेंगे, वो पूछेंगे, ऐसा होगा, वैसा होगा। दैट इज यू जस्ट नीड टू हैव सम प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड एंड सम क्लैरिटी ऑफ थॉट इन व्हाट यू आर स्पीकिंग, एंड यू नीड टू हैव कॉन्फिडेंस दैट यू स्टैंड बाय व्हाट यू आर सेइंग। एंड हिंदी मीडियम के रिसोर्सेज का मेरे को इतना आइडिया नहीं है, इसलिए आई कैन नॉट कमेंट ऑन दी अवेलेबिलिटी कि कितने रिसोर्स होते हैं।
सर इसलिए जो सालों में देखा जा रहा है हमेशा से यही हो रहा है, हिंदी माध्यम के बच्चे जो है वो आगे नहीं बढ़ पाते हैं, हमेशा अंग्रेजी माध्यम के आगे मीन्स रैंक्स भी देख रहे हैं, तो वैसे इस 100 के अंदर भी हम नहीं ला पा रहे हैं। तो ऐसा क्या मीन्स हम अलग कर रहे हैं जो आप?
जी, आई थिंक दिस शुड बी अ मोटिवेशन, मतलब अगर दिस शुड बी द एग्जैक्ट मोटिवेशन वी शुड, कि इससे तुम इसको फॉलो करके तुम आगे बढ़ो कि आई वांट टू बी द फर्स्ट हिंदी टॉपर। अगर तुम इस मोटिवेशन करोगे, तुम्हारे अंदर इतनी ज़ील रहेगी, देन यू कैन क्लियर द एग्जामिनेशन। इट इज़ फाइंडिंग दैट पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट ऑफ रेफरेंस। एक वो होता है एक लक्ष्य, जैसे अर्जुन का बोल रहे थे चिड़िया को आँख को देखना, वैसे यू नीड टू फोकस ऑन समथिंग। एक चीज़ को पे फोकस करके रखो एंड स्टार्ट वर्किंग। डोंट थिंक अबाउट दीज एक्सटर्नल चीज़ें कि यार इसके हिंदी मीडियम को नहीं आ रहा है, इंग्लिश मीडियम को आ रहा है, या लोग बोलते हैं मैथ्स को आ रहा है, ह्यूमैनिटीज़ को नहीं आ रहा है। 2 years ago लिटरेचर ऑप्शनल है।
सभी डिमोरलाइज भी करते हैं, क्यों हिंदी माध्यम से हो नहीं होगा ऐसे बोलते हैं सब।
हाँ, तो लोग बोल रहे हैं उसका आप क्यों, मैंने जो बोला नॉइज बहुत ज्यादा होती है, नॉइज से परेशान मत हुई है। मतलब जो लोग बोल रहे हैं उनसे बात करना बंद कर दीजिए, सिंपल सी बात है। मैंने खुद ने अकेले बैठ के पढ़ाई करी है। मैं जब घर पे था, मैं 1 साल खुद से बैठ के पढ़ाई करी है। मैं किसी से जितनी बात नहीं होती थी मेरी, एंड आई ओनली टॉक टू 1 or 2 पीपल जो मेरे से आंसर शेयर करते थे, उनसे मैं थोड़ा फीडबैक लेता था। वैसे आपको अच्छे दोस्त पता होने चाहिए जो आपकी मदद करना चाहते हैं। अगर आपके पास ऐसे लोग हैं जो आपको डराना चाहते हैं कि आप हिंदी से पार नहीं कर सकते, और वो डर आपके मन में बैठ जाएगा, तो आप नहीं कर पाएंगे।
ओके सर, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू फॉर मोटिवेशन।
लास्ट क्वेश्चन प्लीज।
हाँ सर, दिस इज प्रदीप।
कौन, एक बार हाथ ऊपर करके बोलना जो भी बोलना है सर। प्लीज वैशाली इज ऑल्सो देयर, शी विल ऑल्सो टेक अ लॉट ऑफ क्वेश्चन, यू कैन आस्क हर, एंड वो भी अपना इंसाइट लेकर आएंगी। जस्ट डोंट कीप ऑन आस्किंग मी ऑल द क्वेश्चंस। हाँ, लास्ट क्वेश्चन।
The question that I want to ask is with regards to newspaper, which newspaper should we follow? And with respect to the official sites of official sites of the government that are there, does quoting the figures from there help? Because actually, generally there is a misquote from this compilation that generally comes in these coaching.
If you know the stats by yourself, अगर खुद से न्यूज़पेपर के बनाया तो that is the best source. अगेन ये थोड़ा आंसर राइटिंग के अंदर स्पेसिफिक जा रहा है, बट पर्सनली मैं थोड़े स्टैट्स याद कर रख के चलता था, बिकॉज इट हेल्प मी इन राइटिंग सम गुड कंक्लूजन और गुड इंट्रोडक्शन। उससे ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस नहीं आती है उन चीज़ों की। एंड रही बात न्यूज़पेपर की, आई स्टार्टेड फॉलोइंग हिंदू, एंड उसके बाद में देन आफ्टर माई ड्यूरिंग माई इंटरव्यू प्रिपरेशन आई स्टार्टेड इंडियन एक्सप्रेस एज वेल, बिकॉज आई वांटेड बोथ साइड ऑफ ओपिनियंस। तो इसलिए मैं इंश्योर कर रहा था कि मेरे को सब कुछ पढ़ाई दे, एंड लेटर ऑन स्टार्टेड लाइकिंग इंडियन एक्सप्रेस, मैं केवल इस पे फॉलो करने लगा था। तो व्हाटएवर
official PIB and the websites that are there.
अगेन आई विल से इट इज जस्ट अ नॉइज अराउंड यू। लोग RSS रीडर लगा के चलते थे, मैंने भी जब फर्स्ट महीने में लगा था, मैंने RSS फीड वाला वो इंस्टॉल ब्राउजर में लगा दिया था एक्सटेंशन, जिससे PIB के सारे अपडेट्स आ रहे हैं। आफ्टर अ पॉइंटेड टाइम मेरे लिए बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो गया था, बिकॉज आई हैड टू फोकस ऑन मैथमेटिक्स। सो फॉर मी दैट वाज अ नॉइज विच आई वेंट अहेड एंड आई इग्नोर्ड इट कंप्लीटली, एंड इट वर्कड फॉर मी। इफ फॉर समवन दैट थिंग हेल्प्ड अ लॉट, देन ही वुड रिकमेंड यू टू फॉलो इट। तो अगेन पर्सन टू पर्सन स्ट्रैटेजीज होती है जो यूटिलाइज कर पाता है इंसान। Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And best of luck for everyone who is appearing in this examination. I have all saying that I've been saying 3 important things are there, which is optimism, self-confidence, and one more thing which I forgot, hard work. Yeah. Hard work, self-confidence, and optimism. These are for me, these were the 3 drivers which were present. And at the last, मैं बस एक चीज बोलना चाहूँगा, which shows the optimistic thinking which I had and which I want everyone to have. When I got the news कि prelims इस बार बहुत tough आया है, and many of the people who have been giving this examination earlier, they have failed to clear the prelims. At that time, I thought कि this is my best chance, because most of the people who are writing are now first timers, and there is no difference between me and them. So जो GS की advantage हो जाती है लोगों को over a period of time लिखने की, that advantage is gone. So I took it as a positive thing for me, and I studied that. So as I said, either I succeed or I learn. Always whenever I got an opportunity, मैंने negative चीज को side रख के positive को देखा, and I moved ahead with that. And that should be your intention always. Okay, thank you. Thanks, sir.